Hi everyone. We'll be starting really soon. Right now in the event, we are having like people register and get checked in. So give us a few minutes, and the event will start properly. Right. Okay. Hi everyone. So at the moment we're waiting for people to join. That is actually getting to the actual event venue. And right now, everyone is trying to get checked in. Everyone is trying to get a seat, right? So we're waiting for all that technical issues to get sorted, and then we start, right? Awesome. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. Right now we're still like setting up, getting people in, and we're super excited that you decided to join us today. And so right now at the event venue, people are trying to get checked in. People are trying to get a seat, because an event just ended, and so we're trying to have people move in and move out, and so that's what's going on in the background right now. It's kind of chaotic, but um, in the next 5 minutes, we'll begin. So do stay and be here with us and enjoy the music. Awesome. And yeah, I'll be here with you guys, so you're not alone, right? And by the way, you can like tell me where you're joining from, tell me what you're super excited to meet about the session, right? Because I'm here for you. You're joining online or you're joining in person. We're all here together and we're all gonna have a bunch of fun. So just tell me, what are you looking forward to in the session? Um, if you have questions for me or for any of the other organizers too. And I see Joseph in the comments. Hi, Joseph. So feel free to tell us where you're joining from and what you're looking forward to in the session today, right?
Hi, Bumi. Can you hear me? Okay. Am I audible, Bumi? Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Apologies for starting late. We're very sorry. We had to set up and all. So, good afternoon and welcome to the Google Cloud Summit Watch Party and Live Workshop. My sincere apologies, our speaker cannot be here physically. As you can see, she is right here. Bumi, I'm sure we all know Bumi now. So she could not be here right there with us physically, but a bit of introduction. Everybody here knows me now. Do I need to start introducing myself? Okay, my name is Aramide Deveshi, and I think I can conveniently say that I'm the previous lead of DSN OAU. I'm in the process of handing over. So, this workshop is in collaboration with Bumi Akiremi. So, this is particularly a watch party. So, what do we understand by watch party? So, it's about a Google Cloud Summit that held a couple of months back, if I'm not mistaken. And Gumi was able to attend physically. It was at, I think, Zurich or so. And we are bringing the summit right here to our local university so that everyone here can benefit from what was taught at the workshop and the event. So the agenda on today's section basically, can we hear me? There's noise interfering, so the agenda today will be watching some keynotes section. Please, I want us to really pay attention. And also, we are going to be having a live workshop with our speaker, Bumi Akiremi, where she'll be putting us through on how to explore Gemini CLI. And also, I believe we all have our laptop ready, and because it's going to be an hands-on section. So I'm going to be handing over to Bumi let me talk to them. I'm going to be handing over to Bumi to explain further on why we're here today. So Bumi, you can go right ahead.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aramide. Would have loved to see you, but I think that you're still trying to set up the camera and stuff. All right. Hi everybody. Oh, great. We see you now. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, everyone, this is Aramide. Aramide is like a really good friend, and also don't know, she's a leader. She's everything really. So hi everybody. I am so sorry. I know she I'm there like give my apologies, but I would really have loved to be here in person, but I had to like travel for like an emergency, and so oops. So today's session is supposed to be a really engaging and introductory session to just give you like a landscape on what's going on in the whole Google ecosystem. I know that we've probably seen tips and bits from Gemini 3 Pro release, here and there. But then when we talk about how organizations actually use AI to like increase profit, we just think of okay maybe chatbot, or we think of maybe something just we're not really seeing that end-to-end match, right? And that's what the session is supposed to do today, to give you like that robust background on okay, what organizations have used AI and what have they used AI for. And for me, one of the sessions that stood out was an organization that used AI to do some sort of intelligence search. So they're like an investment banking platform, and you come to them, maybe you want to invest like your millions of dollars or your thousands of dollars, and they sort of do like a background check on you, and then that process was manual, or still very much is manual, but now using AI sort of speeds up the time it takes, right? And so what they check for, they check if you previously had a public office, that is, were you previously a politician? And if you're previously a politician, you're like a big red flag. Why? Because they know that you stole money. So, and then they also check this person says he has maybe X amount of money from this company. They check to see if it's real, do all sort of that open source intelligence, and it's really really cool. So the keynote today is going to give you like a more like a broad landscape of what's going on, what you need to know, and also hopefully to inspire you so that um you think of areas where you actually apply AI to make or to build useful products, rather than just okay AI for documents or AI for generating videos and stuff, right? So over to you, Aramide.
All right, thank you so much. I hope we all heard what she said. I'm so sorry for the background noise. I'm really sorry. So the next thing we are going to be talking about doing now is watching the live section for the Google Cloud Summit, and right after that, so it's a pretty lengthy one, but I want us to pay attention. Okay. Bumi, can you confirm?
Help find a cure. Inspect 800,000 code.
Historical quest.
Good morning, Zurich. Please welcome your host for today, the lead of Head of Sales Engineering for the Alps region, Simone Ruppertsrausch, and the Managing Director for Google Cloud Dach, Luca Caligari.
So why not? That's more than a rhetorical question. Why not? That's the DNA of progress. The courage to break with conventions. Why not? Means discovering new horizon and shaping the future. Especially as Switzerland's innovative power of undeniable home to global giants like ABB, Roche, or Nestlé, all fueled by brilliant minds from world-class institutions like ATH and the EPFL, and leading in sectors like biotechnology and fintech. In the last couple of weeks, I have talked to many of you, and one thing that there is sparkling every time out of any conversation is there is a lot of courage and momentum. When I met my best friends that introduced me to this beautiful culture and country and make me fall in love. And that was the reason why I decided to come back. And a huge welcome as well to everyone who couldn't join us in person and is tuning in online. We are so glad to have you here. What an incredible setting. I'm genuinely blown away. Right here in Zurich, we have the largest engineering hub outside the US. This is where we are developing the answer to tomorrow's question around advancing AI research to maintain competitiveness or enhancing economic and environmental efficiency made in Switzerland. For example, Swiss is already using AI to optimize flight planning, reducing CO2 emission. And their AI-supported wind analysis at Zurich Airport save cost and reduce delay, which I'm sure everybody in the room is happy about.
Well, I'm super happy about that. That's a fact. So good morning also from my side. It's fantastic to see so many of our incredible customers and partners in the room with us today. And as I prepared for this summit, a map of Switzerland actually reminded me we have 48 peaks over 4,000 meters. That is more than any other country in Europe. And I realized this is actually the perfect metaphor for where we are today with AI. So welcome to our AI base camp. We are all standing at the base of these incredible towering peaks of possibility. And for a long time, the conversation was about looking up and wondering, will I ever reach the top? Or even, is it too high to climb? But something has changed. So much like the invention of the World Wide Web right here in Switzerland at CERN, it democratized information. AI is now democratizing innovation. And the question is no longer if we can scale these peaks, but how. Our base camp is the place to share stories from the climb, to learn from the best guides. And those are our customers, our partners who are already well on their way. And to gear up with the latest tools and technologies to make your own ascent. We'll hear inspiring Swiss success stories, dive into the technology, and most importantly, connect with each other.
So today is all about you. It's about Swiss economy and industry. It's about how you can leverage data, cloud, and AI with your own organization. Today, we will meet you exactly where you are on your AI journey. Whether you are just beginning and are considering your, climbing equipment, or you are deep in a project and already en route to climb, or planning your next steps to achieving top results on your AI journey. Today, we will show you, how you can use AI to drive key innovations in your organization, whether it's a large enterprise, a smaller startup, or a public sector organization. How you can enable digital sovereignty without compromising essential cloud functionality, and how you secure your system against external attacks. Because this is not contradictory at all. This is the new way to cloud.
All right, and many Swiss companies have already successfully implemented the new way to cloud with real-life solutions. Several of our fantastic customers, such as Mikro, Sanitas, and the Kinderspital Zürich, to name just a few, are here today with us to share their insights and stories with you to showcase the real-world benefits of AI across literally every industry. Aside from AI, we've been listening carefully to your feedback. And we're thrilled to announce price reductions for our services in our local Swiss data center. So this change is part of our ongoing commitment to making our powerful, secure, and in-country infrastructure more accessible, delivering even greater value for your business. So this is just one of the many ways we're committed to empowering your success, helping you scale, innovate with confidence. So my hope for all of us today is that we leave here feeling inspired, equipped, ready to tackle our own AI peaks. So let's start the journey together and reach our very own Dufourspitze.
We would like to extend a big thank you to our 20 partners. Without you, this day could not be possible. And a special thanks to our premier partners, Public Cloud Group and Rabbit. The new way to cloud is the foundation to our AI journey. Your companions on this journey are security, sovereignty, and the latest AI innovation. Because this is the only way to unlock the true potential of AI within your organization. With a new way to cloud on your own terms.
And since the last year's Google Cloud Summit, right here in Zurich, even at stage 1, our teams have worked at a tremendous pace to advance the innovations for your AI journey. And the progress since then has really been breathtaking.
Especially interesting for our internationally operating customers, we have expanded our infrastructure to 42 Google Cloud regions, including Sweden, Mexico, and South Africa. Additionally, we are expanding into countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and Kuwait.
And we're not stopping there. We have expanded our fiber optic network to over 3 million kilometers. And we are already planning new subsea cables that will connect the continents of Africa, Australia, all the way to Japan and the US.
In 2024, we launched more than 3,000 product enhancements for Google Cloud and Workspace. That's about nearly 10 AI-powered updates per day.
And more than 4 million developers are using our AI, Gemini, to build innovative solutions for their businesses every day.
Over the past year, usage of Vertex AI has grown 20-fold. This growth has been fueled by the continuous advancement in our AI capabilities.
And in April, we announced actually that we are making our global private network built on more than 33 subsea cables and spanning over 100,000 kilometers available to businesses worldwide. We call it the Cloud Wide Area Network, or WAN for short. And the fascinating thing is, it gives businesses a network that is 40% faster than the public internet, and it reduces latency for global AI applications. So Cloud WAN is a fully managed, reliable, and secure enterprise network, which is already enabling customers like Nestlé. Nestlé is actually undergoing a profound digital transformation in many business areas to improve customer satisfaction and operational efficiency, a topic that is key to many of us. By working with Google Cloud, Nestlé aims to improve the agility, performance, reliability, cost, and its cost efficiency of its network. So this involves migrating from their existing global network to Cloud WAN to support technologies like AI and IoT. But let's hear it from the customer. Let's hear it from Matteo Di Maggio, which benefits the move has for Nestlé. Let's roll the video.
Nowadays, bridging the gap between edge and cloud is paramount to support the enablement of AI, Gen AI, and IoT use cases. Looking at size transition so far to Google Cloud One, we have measured performance improvement up to 40%. In addition, we expect cost efficiencies by fully replacing MPLS with Internet. Finally, we can deliver high resilience and flexibility to seamlessly scale up bandwidth and spin off any cloud services at any geography. This is truly what we were looking for.
Well, and we're most certainly proud to offer what Nestle was actually looking for in this fascinating project.
So last but not least, Google Workspace. By integrating Gemini into Workspace, our business customers are using our AI assistant more than 2 billion times every month to improve the outcome and accelerate their workflow. Integrated Google Workspace doesn't just enhance the efficiency and the quality of collaboration, it also maximizes the security and sovereignty of your own data.
So now, let's not wait longer. Let's take a look at our AI stack, which helps to increase the resilience and innovation within your organization on Swiss terms. Please join me in welcoming our Vice President EMEA North, Marianne Jannik.
Thanks, Luca. Thank you, Simone and Luca. I'm thrilled to be here with you in Zurich. And I'm incredibly excited to see the innovation we are bringing with our AI across the full stack to help you in this new era. Today, I will also spend some time on agents strategy and an update on our most recent sovereign cloud Google announcement. Of course, AI is transforming everything faster than anything we've seen before. And back to our mission at Google Cloud is really to help organizations meet this pivotal moment, empowering all of you to accelerate transformation with Google's leading AI-powered cloud technologies. And customers are choosing to work with Google Cloud, first of all, for AI and for the optimized platform we have, leading with price, performance, precision, and flexibility. Our AI platform offers everything you need to build and manage multi-agent system. We have an advanced infrastructure that fits exactly for the AI era, and world-class Gemini models and grounding with Google quality search. Our all-in-one platform, Vertex AI, is here to help you build, deploy, and manage AI application all in one place. And the most comprehensive portfolio of purpose-built agents. Our AI infrastructure is the core layer. And as the world needs more computing power for AI, and it needs it very, very fast. This year, we made two exciting announcements. The AI hypercomputer, who lets you train and deploy AI applications quickly, easily, and even more with more efficiency. And I'm very proud to introduce the 7th generation of our TPUs. This is Ironwood here. Ironwood is nearly 30 times more energy efficient than our first TPU we built in 2018. Gemini on Google Distributed Cloud means you run your AI programs right where your data is generated. Many companies around the world now use our AI infrastructure. In addition to Airbus, Schrödinger, Toyota, health insurance, Sanitas, that was mentioned today already, is the first institution in Switzerland to migrate their on-premise systems to BigQuery. Now the leading health insurer profits from a modern streaming architecture while handling regulated health data. Coming to the next layer, the innovation layer. This is where the magic truly happens, where our breakthroughs in AI research are brought to life through our Gemini models and the Vertex AI platform. There's Gemini Flash, Gemini Pro, and now all are generally available on Vertex AI. Our most intelligent models for speed and advanced reasoning are production ready, providing your organization with the stability, reliability, and scalability needed. And our generative AI media models help you to build a complete production-ready asset. With everything started from a text, to an image, to a complete video with music and speech. Only Vertex AI offers media models across all modalities: video, image, speech, and music. Companies like L'Oreal, Adobe, Agoda, Kraft, and many more use our platforms. Here in Switzerland, Holcim profits from the efficiency which Vertex AI solution offer by building an internal marketplace for IT, HR, and finance team. This helps speed up internal processes for the global leader in sustainable construction. Bitmoving uses Gemini to generate metadata for video scenes, so streaming platforms can really personalize the experience of their users. We have talked about platforms, models, and now we are at the top of our AI platform. Our commitment is to deliver a complete and comprehensive agent strategy and ecosystems tailored to your individual needs. With agents, we expect and know that you will end up managing a portfolio of agents, the ones you built yourselves, the ones you buy, whether from Google or other partners. So let's dig into this topic a bit more. First, we are committed to providing you with powerful open tools for building and deploying agents. This includes our new open source framework, the so-called Agent Development Kit. Second, we are solving for true agent interoperability, crucial for the multi-agent ecosystem you're going to build. And those two are enabled by two key innovations: our agent-to-agent protocol and the model context protocol. And finally, we're focused on democratizing access to AI for your entire workforce with Agent Space. Agent Space is a single unified platform helping our customers find the information they need across your organization. Google Agent Space combines Google Quality Enterprise Search, conversational AI or chat, and Gemini and third-party agents. Let's see how organizations already profit from our AI-optimized platform. For example, Swarovski created a single source of truth for their data and now uses GenAI to personalize and improve interactions with their customers. Erste Digital empowered over 40 solutions to independently be managed by teams on the Google Cloud infrastructure and accelerate their cloud adoption journey by using Google AI. Pictera analyzes satellite, drone, and aerial images with AI to help slow down climate change. By adopting Google Cloud, they can meet unpredictable demands, like, for example, analyzing all of Denmark's data in 9 hours. I'm incredibly excited about the opportunity ahead. This era demands unmatched security, sovereignty, and trust. It truly is all about shaping the future together with AI on your terms. So let's talk about what this means for organizations in Europe. Please welcome our president from Google Cloud EMEA, Tara Brady. I think we stand. Yeah. Great to have you here.
Thanks very much. It's good to be here. Thank you.
You're looking into yeah, we have everybody here on the balcony. You're overseeing a huge market, and what's your impression of how are customers really leveraging the cloud?
So I do see a lot of customers all around Europe, and each sort of territory has its own challenges. AI is obviously the topic of the day, and if you haven't heard about AI, if you don't know about AI, you're going to know about AI at the end of this conference. It takes up probably 90% of the conversation, certainly the start of the conversation, of what are we doing with AI and how is AI helping our business. There's a lot of noise going around at the moment. Is it overhyped? I don't see the productivity. I've tried a couple of sort of proof of concepts and haven't got much out of it. So what's really in it for me? I'd say two things about AI. One is understand your business first. So if you need operational efficiencies, if you need productivity improvements in certain areas, if you need revenue increase, you need more intimacy with your clients, understand it first before thinking about where you deploy AI. And secondly, do it properly. Make sure you've got the platform in place. Make sure you've got the flexibility. So the two or three things that people talk about, one is security. Make sure it's secure. For those that you may have seen some of the press recently in UK with Marks and Spencers and particularly Jaguar Land Rover. I mean, I know the stories. I know what they did. I know what they shouldn't have done. And I've spoken to them since. And Mandiant, who's part of our business, has gone in there to sort of try and repair, to help them out. But make sure whatever you do in AI is secure. And actually even more so now, because obviously the hackers and the bad people out there have also got AI. And both those examples was them using their AI to hack into their system. So really critical security. I think one other area I would focus on is the data and analytics, obviously where the data comes from for the AI that you use. Make sure you have that flexibility all the way through. Be open as much as you can and don't get locked into serious contracts. So I think overall, AI, make sure it's right for you. Make sure you're using it in the right place. Make sure you've got the right technology. Focus on the platform. Make sure it's secure. Make sure you've got the data and analytics. You've got connectors to all of those. And then finally, just make sure you've got everything open so you've got flexibility going forward. As your businesses change, you should be changing with it. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
Got a lot out.
Yeah. Just one question, because we have 1,500 customers and partners today here with us, and a lot also listening in. And we get a lot of questions at the moment, starting from how can I leverage the cloud? How can I, how does my organization look like in 2 years when I'm going to manage a lot of agents? What would be, your advice to grasp the opportunity and not to think too much about it?
I do. So I would actually focus, and I've just mentioned security already. I would focus on that. I wouldn't just, it's not just having secure technology. When I look at why Google, we have the most secure technology, fact. That is a fact. We also have Mandiant for pre and post crisis. We also just bought Wiz, so even if you are other clouds, some of the bad guys, we've even got your back covered then. So, but make sure you do it properly. But in addition to that, there's sovereignty. And particularly Switzerland, more than most, sovereignty is important. So make sure you're looking at the technology solutions. On the most extreme end, we have an air gap solution. It's unique. No one else has that level of technology. So you do have the opportunity, if the world goes down and it's switched off, you can carry on functioning. But that's the most extreme and obviously the most expensive, the most difficult to deploy. That tends to be with the Ministry of Defence, which you've just seen with the UK maybe, and also in Germany, we've just done the MOD with the air gap. But there's also other sovereign opportunities, working with local partners, which we do, to make sure that it's all managed, operated locally and delivered. So you have that sort of security, which for many regulators, and it's disappointing, particularly with the EU, and I know Switzerland isn't part of the EU, and I am British, so I know I'm not part of the EU as well, which I get reminded every day. But even within the EU, so you think they'd have one common standard. Every country wants data processed and stored in their own country. So the complexities and the cost that goes with that is more. So we need to have security that goes with that. So I'd say security is one. But if I was to finish on one really key point, and it may sound a bit transactional, but is commercial. We're all locked into legacy technology and legacy commercial contracts. And I know many of you I've spoke to are stuck in these contracts where you don't have the flexibility. As your business has been flexing going forward, you haven't been able to flex your business because you're stuck in these contracts, these onerous contracts. What I would say is two things. One, don't do a renewal with these contracts. If you're stuck in those contracts, the last thing you want to do is double down and get stuck in further. Even if they say, we'll drop the price 5%, don't get stuck into another contract. And secondly, make sure whatever contract you do, even with new providers, it has the flexibility to grow with your business going forward.
Thank you so much.
Good?
With that.
Thank you very much. Good.
Yeah.
So I'm taking. All right, Marianne.
I'm going.
Okay, so no better people to ask about our technology than obviously is our customers themselves. So I'd like to welcome to the stage David and Laurent from Pictet Wealth Management. Welcome. How are we doing? Good to see you. Take the first two. Yeah. Good to see you. Take the first two. There we go. So I'm going to need my glasses for this, I'm afraid. So, welcome.
Thank you.
A few questions. So for Lauren, how is Pictet embracing AI with regard to risk and compliance?
Yeah. First, at Pictet, we believe very much in AI, both for process efficiency, but also to empower all of our employees with the best data and information in their day-to-day job. We have launched and developed assistants for every single employee, being either generic assistants or dedicated assistants. We believe in a risk and compliance is a great area for AI because it deals with a lot of unstructured data and in a very fast regulatory evolution. Great area to bring efficiency, effectiveness, and to ensure that our compliance people focus on risk rather than manual work.
So, David, Investigator AI, a project we're both working on, aimed at anti-money laundering investigations. How is the project going?
I'm actually very excited to be here because, you know, it has been 1 year since we walked in Zurich office for the first time with the use case, which was because of regulatory requirements, we have to run Google search on prospects and customers, and we spend an insane amount of time dealing with a massive load of information. How can we make that better? That was the use case at the beginning. This huge load of information is actually a fantastic source of opportunity to read the risk that we have to cover, but it's also a killer when it comes to efficiency relevance. So this is basically what we asked for. And with that, we started to work on this solution, which would aim at first processing the information better. Second, structuring the output through structured data, structured information. And last but not least, helping with the translation. In today's world, if you think about wealth management in an international landscape, a lot of information is actually in foreign languages, and you cannot expect your analyst to be knowledgeable in all languages where the information is provided. So that was the starting point, and this is how actually we hope to improve the way we deal with AML requirements.
So what impact do you see with the project?
In terms of risk and compliance at Pictet, we tend to measure the 3E, what I call the 3E, the effectiveness, the efficiency, and the engagement. The effectiveness is about the relevance of what we do. You know, when we have to deal with a huge load of information, we are dealing actually with a huge number of false positive, what we call the false positive. So by reducing the number of false positive, we hope that we can improve the relevance of what we do, which then translates into efficiency, because the less false positive we have, the more relevant we are and the more efficient we are. And I think with that regard, we can increase the efficiency of what we do by 50% easily. Last but not least, engagement. At the end of the day, what we are dealing with is client information. And you don't want to jeopardize client experience because you are being misled by a fake information, a false information, something that you cannot actually cross-check or connect to actually what is the right fact you need to check. So with that regard, this is how actually it's going to improve the way we deal with that, with risk and compliance.
Thank you. And then Lawrence, what parts of Google did you use to develop the project?
I think first we were attracted by the Google search capabilities. As mentioned, David, this is a clear foundation for AML. We are also very much attracted by the AI expertise on the platform you have developed, and I think to be able also to tap into engineers here in Zurich. And for me, you know, the most interesting part was that I deal with a lot of vendors that come try to sell products. Here I was with people that were, you know, engineers trying to solve problems, and I think that has been an extremely amazing adventure of having, you know, engineers to deal with, working also in an environment where security confidentiality is very important.
And then final question, we've got a lot of financial service clients here today. What can they learn from this partnership?
I think first that through co-construction, co-innovation, I think we can bring innovative solutions. I also believe that it's a matter of experimenting, AI, and it's very important to do this collaboration and to think about new ways of doing business. Cloud AI will bring new ways of working, new ways, and the only way to learn about it is to experiment. So I think, I'm
Okay. Hi everybody. I hope that we've learned one or two things, right? I mean, so far my mind has been blown. I was there like in person, and now I'm listening to it again. I'm like, God, I beg. So I'm going to ask two questions. Whoever get the two questions gets a free drink. And for those of you online, you can also get your drink if you come to campus and then you meet around me. So it's also open to those online or those in person. Okay. So the questions are going to be based on what the speakers have been talking about so far, from the VP to the president and to the country managers that they invited, right? My first question is going to be this. Who's ready? Drum rolls. Okay. So my first question is that when the president of Google Cloud EMEA, when he was invited to the stage, right? When he was trying to give his summary, he mentioned three key things that we should look at when we are thinking of incorporating AI into our solution. So who wants to go first? Anybody wants to answer? Anybody? Don't be shy. Free drink up for grabs. I'm seeing some faces that I know, but I'm not gonna call names. Okay, who wants to go? Like, you don't have to say it exactly.
Okay, Bumi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay, please go ahead. No one is okay. Do you want to say something? Yeah,
Okay.
speak up.
I think I remember the speakers talking
Move
about.
closer so that
Sorry.
your face will show the camera.
Yeah, I remember the speaker talking about like having a flexible plan. Like if you are going to be integrating AI into your system, your contractor, like the contract you are making, you should be flexible such that you can easily back out when it's getting too outrageous for you. And you also mentioned that sorry, you also mentioned that it should be scalable for you. Like the AI system you are, the AI you are integrating to your system should be the one that grows with your system. Like so that, and I think you also mentioned about like data transparency or something. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Oh,
Bumi.
nice. Really, really nice. Really nice. Thank you, Samuel. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, just give me right over. So Samuel gets a drink. Anybody
Yeah,
else wants to like give a
yeah.
like much better answer? I don't know.
We have someone else here. Please come further.
All right. All right.
Good afternoon.
No, stay at the back there. Okay,
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
thanks.
Loud and clear.
Okay, so I think the last thing you mentioned was the commercial aspect. Um, you also mentioned about regulations. You said in some places that different countries they want the data to be stored in their own country, so the regulations are associated with that. And I think you also mentioned some of the efficiency
All
I think
right. Mention two out of three. You're supposed to be three. Okay, by regulations you mean sovereignty? Yeah, give me a round of applause. Yes. That's data sovereignty, right? Awesome. So I'm checking the YouTube comments and I'm not seeing anybody online. It's like if online, no one drink. All right, so I'm going to come up again soon to ask another question. So whoever answers that question also wins another drink. So you probably want to pay attention. Maybe you have a note. You want to like just write stuff down because you really don't know where I'm going to ask from. Okay. Aramide, over to you.
All right, thank you very much. So,
Urge everyone to experiment on large scale AI. I also believe that we deal with regulators.
Yep.
Compliance is not I would say, a distinctive area. It's a very important area. If we bring together financial community in Switzerland for common solution, it's going to be easier to explain to regulators and becomes global standards. I think security is also very key. You know, we deal with private banking with very secure data. If we are able to manage secure data and deliver great client experience, I think this is all about.
When Lauren says experiment, it means experiment with Google, just because, in case anyone is thinking using other platforms. David, Lauren, thank you very much for your partnership. Really appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yep.
So thank you. Thank you, David, Laurent, and Tara. It was a really inspiring discussion about our collaboration. Let's talk about what underpins our infrastructure and what underpins technology, and in a way that is super critical. It's our commitment to protecting you and your most sensitive data. Built with preemptive security in mind, Google Unified Security brings together best of Google in a converged security solution. This unified solution is an ecosystem built for defense. The results, a 7 times faster threat detection. The seamless integration of AI across our security products is why organizations globally are making Google part of their security team. Let's take a look at an example. Airbus. Airbus faced a significant challenge, enabling AI while adhering to very strict export control and data security regulations. To overcome this, they used Google Cloud's comprehensive and robust security features to build a compliant, easy-to-use AI platform. This allowed Airbus to rapidly onboard over 15 AI teams in a month and develop application without compromising stringent data leakage restrictions. Another great example of complying with complex regulation across multiple European countries is Oviva. Their app-guided therapy for weight-related condition runs on T-Systems Sovereign Cloud, powered by Google Cloud. And it's an amazing showcase that at Google, it's important to use. You can choose what you want to use. You can choose the technology. Sovereignty isn't one fits all approach, and neither are our solution. We have basically 3 choices we've been working on in the last 10 years. And the first one is the so-called Google Cloud Data Boundary. It gives you the ability to deploy a trusted data boundary and control wherever your data is stored and processed, all on our public cloud. The second one is the so-called Google Dedicated Cloud. It provides a dedicated Google Cloud infrastructure in a region, giving you increased control over operations, data boundary, and data access, enabled by an independent, local, and regional partner. We are expanding our Google Cloud dedicated footprint globally. The last one is a very interesting one, is the Google Cloud Air Gapped. It offers a fully standalone air-gapped solution that does not require any connectivity to the external network. The solution is tailored for customers in the intelligence, defense sectors with strict data security and residency requirements. Digital sovereignty is a key concern for Switzerland, but also for Europe. And due to the current geopolitical situation, it's also a very emotional topic. At Google Cloud, we have been committed to sovereign cloud solutions for years and work closely with customers, partners, and policymakers. But just don't take it just from me. You know, it's important to see how Google Cloud Air Gapped is used in a high security domain to ensure progress and absolute data sovereignty. Let's welcome Dr. Götz Reinheckel, Program Director at BWI GmbH. Welcome to Zurich, Götz. Good to see you. Ich setze mich in die Mitte. Ja. So, BWI, I use the German acronym, it sounds more natural, I would say, is the system providing for the German armed forces, for all of you German-speaking, the so-called Bundeswehr. And no doubt, Götz, you know, you followed the whole evolution of the debate on sovereignty. And I would be interested, you know, what's your take? How has this debate evolved?
Yeah, so clearly sovereignty is now the name of the game nowadays, especially in the public sector. So we're heavily involved in all the discussions over the last, I would say, even years. And especially we're not talking about the wording itself only. It's, as we heard before, it's very much about flexibility. So at the end, we need to assure that, especially for our customer, German Armed Forces, we have solutions which give us the opportunity to choose the best of breed for the specific scenario, what is appropriate for us to be used, always in a very secure way. So we focus on security in our business. I think that's quite obvious. So at the end, sovereignty means a lot of flexibility for us and to choose between different solutions.
Thank you. Well, discussing, you know, with yourselves and your colleague, we've always discussed, you know, how much AI is also important when using an air-gapped solution.
Yeah.
Because this has never been sort of possible in the past. And when I look at your plans for 2027, you are building basically another private cloud for the German armed forces. And I would be interesting, I think, for the audience to understand the strategy you're following.
Yeah. So for us, the key aspect of our strategy is, first of all, to have our services cloud-based in the future. So we are in the journey right now. So we're not fully there for sure. So cloud first is very important for us. Secondly, we have, as I mentioned before, this multi-cloud strategy. So it's not the one and only solution that we are implementing. It's a few of them in order to fulfill this flexibility, sovereignty aspect. Thirdly, we need to look into solutions from partners like Google to be able to drive this digital transformation, not only with AI, but machine learning, data analytics, and so on and so forth. So this is definitely something which will help us for the transformation in the future. But now going step by step, as you said, we are building up this platform in different data centers, different regions.
Yep.
Fully redundant, etc., and this in a very secure manner. So there's a lot we jointly are on our way with Google to get that implemented, and we are at the beginning of the journey, I would say.
Can you disclose why you choose, you know, when you're talking about unlocking all this potential from the cloud for the German armed forces, why did you choose Google Cloud as a partner?
Clearly, you also mentioned that in the beginning that for us, the air-gapped aspect is the most important one. So we cannot be implementing solutions which are connected to the internet. So we need full isolation in any kinds. then the solution is there, even though that we are jointly integrating that in our data centers, and we are on the way to be able to really work with classified data. So this is a very special environment we're in. So accreditation, certification is even more than with other industries, I would say. But as I said, the basic solution is ready to be implemented, and that's a big advantage compared to other. So that's definitely key. And so we want to get the benefit from tech companies to be able to get started, despite the fact, as I said, to be always flexible. So it's not the only solution which is part of our multi-cloud. It's one important cornerstone. And last but not least, we also have key applications relevant for the German armed forces like SAP. And in order to get that implemented in a fully private deployment, we rely on Google air-gapped cloud.
No, thank you very much, because there are so many questions around air-gapped, because it's, I think, a novelty and the concept. That's why, it's great to have you here today on stage, giving all the details and why, you choose air-gapped, which is something, if I may say, that wouldn't have been, possible a few years ago, to have somebody from, the German armed forces talking about their cloud strategy. So thank you. And my last question would be, your approach is, I find, very stringent, very courageous as well. Is there anything we can learn when we talk about digital transformation in Europe, where we are often not so courageous when we compare, for example, to other parts of the world? Is there anything we can learn from your approach in Europe?
Yeah, maybe just take the chances that the current situation is delivering in terms of that, also due to the geopolitical situation, that there's so much power in European companies. We can also involve and use them, have the flexibility. As I said, not just one solution is sufficient in most of the cases, and think about the whole transformation aspect in terms of people and processes. That's what we see. It's a big change in terms of how we work, what kind of skills we need, how we approach and leverage the advantage of AI or machine learning or cloud service in general. So we see that it's a big work needs to be done, and we're on the way to get the whole organization on this way. And so I think that's something keep in mind, and push that from the beginning on, that it's a big journey we are on.
It's really impressive, because knowing, what the German armed forces, this is a big organization with clear sort of regulations, of course, and to start this also as a cultural shift you just described. So chapeau, very, very impressive. And we look at all those insights, concerning sovereignty and what's actually already available with the three choices, for example, Google Cloud is offering. I think, you heard Luca today, and I can only say, why not? Because everything is there to get us to the next level of the digital transformation journey. So thank you very much, Götz, for having joined me, and we'll stay in touch for sure. And thank you also for being so open about the journey you're on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Vielen Dank. Dankeschön.
Going to be wrapping up the live keynote section here. So we also have a couple of questions, and we're going to move into the workshop section. So if you would like to continue the live keynote section, the video is going to be made available. We'll send it across to your email. So at your own leisure, you can watch the live keynote section again. Take your time and actually go through it again. So, Kumik, are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. So I'm here again with my another question, but I promise this time is going to be like much simpler. So, when the vice president was talking about, um, she mentioned like three key Google products under sovereignty, right? And under one of those products, she brought in the guy who is building cloud solution for the German armed forces. So I want someone to first of all tell me what those three solutions are, and then explain what the third one is. The one that is of real interest, that really talks about the future of data sovereignty and stability, right? So who's gonna go on? Online guys, you can answer. In person guys, you can also answer. This one, I'm
So,
giving gifts to just one person. Just one.
yeah, we have someone. It's not me.
Yeah, so she mentioned GC data boundary, and she also mentioned GC dedicated, sorry, and GC air gapped. And she invited the German to talk on GC air gapped, which is basically a standalone gap solution. So it means that whatever data that they actually need to run for the services they offer are in isolation. So it means that it is much more protected and they can integrate all the other applications or the other processes or services into that isolated system.
Did you get that, Boogie?
Oh, that's really brilliant. Yes, yes, please,
So
it
that's
deserves a drink. Thank you so very, very much. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for joining. I hope that you've been like picking one or two ideas, and in your mind, you're beginning to think about what the world is saying when it comes to data sovereignty, right? What the world is saying when it comes to future of AI, right? You're not just talking about building AI, but you're talking about building AI where, when, how, and with who, right? You don't want to have your solution just on one platform, and then when you have something like AWS outage, everybody's down, right? You don't want to have something like that, and that's where the egg gap solution is coming in, and that is super cool. So maybe tomorrow you're gonna find yourself working with maybe the Nigerian government or advising the business, right? And then you really want to bring in that expert perspective, so you know the questions to ask, you know how to think, right? And that is really great to make you ahead of the rest that are just doing tip install or that are just doing Gemini everything, right? Cool. So let's get into the workshop.
okay.
Give
So
me
let's
your I want everyone to open their emails, right? I send the resource for the workshop to your emails.
an email has gone round about the workshop material. So please check your email.
So everyone should check their emails for the workshop.
Yeah, yeah, you know register.
You should
Let me see
see.
your email. So you know how to follow the material today. You're here, you know register, you don't have access to material. What else? Are you on GSM? Do you have my number? Okay. Can you know my number, please? Let me send a message, then you text me, then I forward it to you. What else? You didn't register and you don't have access to the workshop material, and you have a laptop here. Let me see your hand. Okay. So I'm going to send a message to the DSM group. If you don't have access to it, just okay. I'm the one that sent the message just now, so you can send me then I forward it to you. Okay, Bumi, I think we're ready.
All right. Cool. So this is the website for the event, and in the description about the workshop, you're going to learn how to configure Gemini CLI. You're first going to know what is Gemini CLI, right? And how do you run interactive queries? How does it differ from GPT, right? ChatGPT, and how can you integrate it into your daily workflow, especially if you're looking to contribute to open source and you're like, okay, this is a repo, maybe I want to contribute. I don't even know what to do, right? And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to have like hands-on. It's totally hands-on. I really want you guys to follow me as I am teaching, right? And if you do have questions, you can always raise your hand. And I think Aramde will try to answer, but if she cannot answer, then I would pause and then see what we can do. Right? Great. So before, I think that in the email I talked about I mentioned signing up for GitHub Student Developer Pack, which is really useful. And the reason why is that it gives you access to Copilot Pro. Okay, so if you want to have like a range of options, if you want to know how to use or want to have access to Copilot Pro, which is probably more efficient than using Copilot, um, so you sign up with Student Developer Pack. But then there is more, which I feel like a lot of us really don't know or are not using enough, right?
Hi,
So for
Bonnie.
instance, yeah.
You're not so clear. So can you like speak really slowly so they can hear you? We have some noise in the
Ah,
background,
sorry.
so it's disturbing.
Okay, okay, right.
So just try
Speak
to be
slowly.
very.
All right, got him. Okay, so I wanted to talk about certifications. So there are quite a number of certifications. For example, certifications from Microsoft or GitHub, which is really good for your profile and good for those who are maybe looking to have some means of proof. Like, okay, I see I know this, and then this is a proof. And these certifications are quite yeah. I mean, they cost money in real life, but you can actually get them free here. And also introduction to web development. You want to build your portfolio, you're looking for where to deploy it, you want to have your own domain name. These are tools that you have access to for free just because you're a student. So super cool. And also for career, maybe you want to prepare for interviews, right? So you have access to educative, you have access to interview kick and like other things. So developer, data science, whatever you are really. Okay, your thing is here. So you want to sign up. And the other thing is Gemini Pro. So this one will allow us to use Gemini 3 for free, right? If you're a student, just click on get offer. But I'm a student already, so even if I click on get offer, it's going to say that I already have the access already, right? So click on get offer is going to give you access to Gemini 3 and you can use that for the workshop today. Okay, great. So this is a link to the workshop. This should also be in your emails. So you should see something like this, a link to the workshop. This is what you should see, right? And this basically contains all the instructions that we'll need for today, right? So
Are we following the
um
like you?
okay. Okay. So some prerequisites to installing Gemini or however you guys pronounce it. Um you first need to install it like okay, first of all, I think that majority have their laptops here, but if you don't have a
Yes.
laptop and you have a GitHub account, right? Or if you have a laptop but you're unable to install maybe VS Code or any um code editor, if you don't have one, you can also use GitHub Code Spaces. I'll show you how to set that up very soon. Okay. So now, to install Gemini CLI, you're going to click on this link, this one here, github.com/Google Gemini/Gemini CLI. Let me send this to the.
Are you sure you sent it?
Okay, so I also send it to those guys online so that they can access it as the link to the workshop, right? What we're going to do first is to install Gemini CLI. Now, I am using a Mac, so what that means is that I can just do a brew install. So this is the website. So you see Gemini, you need to have Node.js installed on your system first. So once you have Node.js installed, you can do npm install this at Google/Gemini CLI. Or if you're on Mac, you can do brew install Gemini CLI. So because I'm on Mac, I can do brew install Gemini CLI. So what you need to do right now is just to pop open your terminal, like your let me see if I can just show you. So just go to, it's just your normal terminal. It doesn't have to be a Python terminal or whatever. It's just the terminal on your system. And then either you do npm install, npx install, or brew install if you're using Mac. Okay, let me
Okay.
switch my
Open
screen.
any terminal on your laptop and go npm install. You can open your command prompt to start it.
Okay, so this is my terminal, and here I can just do brew install Gemini CLI, right?
So you might want to use npm instead.
Or you use npm if you want to use Node.js. Okay, so while that is installing, let me also talk about uh other things. Right. So there are a couple other things that we also need to install. Okay. So we also need to install JQ. So this is item 3. It says it helps. Sorry. Okay. Good. So while your Gemini CLI is installing, right? We need to install other things too. And let me quickly explain what they are and what they do. So JQ is needed for writing custom commands, right? And to install this, you just go to click on this. Um, my page is, yeah. So this is the JQ website. You click on and then you download. So depending on the platform that you have, it would you can either download for Linux if you're using Linux platform, or Mac OS, or Windows, right? So download JQ, and if you want, you can also download Just. Just is optional actually, but I downloaded it just in case because I don't want any errors. So download JQ, and GitHub CLI. So it says GitHub CLI is optional here, but it's actually important for this workshop because we will need Gemini automatically create issues, to also automatically create pull requests, commits, and stuff like that. So we need to have GH installed. And to install GH, it's going to show you the page. So you can, for me, I can just do brew install. But if you're Windows, you're also going to see the respective Windows instruction. And again, you can run this in your terminal, like your normal terminal, right? I'm going to give you a few seconds for you to get that done. So if you've never used Git before, this is a great way for you to learn how to use Git. So let's go. Um, right. So I want to know, do we have who has installed JQ? Who has been able to install GH?
I've installed Jupyter. So some have been able to
Okay,
install.
cool,
I've installed.
cool,
Which
cool.
one first? Gemini CLI. Okay. So just start with the one.
All right. Anybody else who has successfully installed this?
Who else has been able to install JQ and Gemini CLI? Just not. How do I confirm the address? No, you have to download. You have to download. After then, download this now. Gemini CLI, you have to download your laptop because you need the NPM command. My boss is here. How far?
Okay, so do we have JQ and GH installed? They are like the two most important. You can also install just, but it's
Okay.
optional. But yeah,
Bumi, sorry, I want to confirm. You have to install JQ and GH, right?
yes.
Yes, JQ and GH. Click on the link. You have the link to the JQ.
To
The link is
install JQ and GH, you can also install just, but just is optional. But if your system is like really fast, you can
which
also
one?
quickly install just.
Text. I don't need. Yeah. The JQ exe file is not opening. The JQ is not opening. Let me see. Yes, it's not opening.
Are you sure you opened? Make sure that you installed for your particular OS.
Are you sure
So
you
if your
install for
Windows,
your?
install for Windows.
Yes, I did. Okay, they did install for their Windows, but for their OS, but it's not opening. We
Okay, it's fine.
downloaded.
I think what you have to do um is that you need to add it to paths. Uh, yes.
The exe
So you need
file
to
is not
add it to
opening.
your. Yes, it's fine. You have to add it to your environment path.
Okay.
I'm trying to look at how that looks like in Windows. It's been a while. So try to see if you can add um that to your path.
Yeah, it's
You should be able to find. Yeah.
yeah, we're trying to look add it to the past, just like you said.
Okay.
Just can I just somebody open their AI and just run a search on how to add link to the past?
But I think you should also be able to find it automatically. It's if you cannot find it that you now need to specify.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, for others, you can also look at installing GH. So just if you click on that, if you click on GH, it's going to take you to GitHub's like landing page, and you're going to see the instruction to install GH. So if
So
you're
you're
if you're
still
also
trying.
unable to add it to path, it's fine. It's fine if you're unable to add it to path. Okay. Um, it should find it actually. The only time where you might need to add it is if it's not finding it and then you'll run into errors. So you remember that, okay, I need to add it to path.
Bumi, are you recording? Is the section being recorded? I forgot to ask.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so just in case maybe you're still running into error, you can just pay attention so we don't use the whole time to debug. So once you figure it out, you can always watch the recording to actually use the Gemini stuff. So you can proceed, Bumi.
All right, great. So now that we have JQ and GH installed, the next thing you want to do is to fork this repo. So the repo of the workshop, you want to fork it. And how do you do that? So you click on code, code here. It's going to take you to like the what I say homepage, right? So you want to make sure that you're seeing this, and then you can also see this green button here that says code. Okay. So if you can see this, then you're sure that you're on the right page. Now, just above it is an option that says fork, F-O-R-K. Okay. And what this allows you to do is more like to make a copy of this repo to your own local repository. All right. So you're going to click on fork, and you're going to see a page like this. Okay, asking you to create a new fork. Okay. So for me, I cannot create a fork because the fork already exists. But for you, you'll be able to. So you just need to set the reposition name. You can actually leave it the way it is, and just click on create fork. Okay. So click on fork, get to this page, and click on create fork. All right. And if you've been able to fork the page, you should. Let me see if I can open it locally. It should take you to your own page, like your own copy, and then you see something like your GitHub picture, Gemini CLI demos, and you'd see forked from. So if you can see this page, then you're sure that you're on the right place, right? Okay. So the next thing we want to do after forking is that we want to clone. Okay, so we want to clone this repository. And to do that, this is where I'm going to introduce code spaces. So to clone, I'm going to click on this green button that says code, and I can either use HTTPS, SSH, or GitHub CLI. But since you've installed GitHub CLI, it's like easy peasy. So what I just need to do is copy this code, open my terminal, okay? Um, Let me see if I can share my terminal. So, okay, let me just give a like an explanation. So if you want to use GitHub CLI that you've installed, you can just you can just copy this code, maybe navigate to a directory you want to store it, and then paste it, and this is going to clone it for you. If you want to use GitHub Desktop, if you have GitHub Desktop opened, you just click on this, and then it's going to download it for you. If you want to use HTTPS, you can also do that. And if you do not have, maybe you're not able to like really set all these things up in your system, you can click on this other tab. So you have a tab saying local, you have another tab saying code spaces. So you click on that tab saying code spaces, and then you see an option to create a code space on main, and you're going to click on that.
Just hold on to that. Follow
All right.
along with it. Let's see. Since you've added it to the cart.
So you click on creating a code space, and it's going to give you this page. So what a code space is, it's more like a virtual coding environment that has its own CPUs or GPUs. I'm not sure GPUs are available for students yet, but has its own CPUs and RAM. So you can set if you want 4 gig RAM, if you want whatever. Okay. And it's just like your VS Code interface, basically. So what it does for you is that it automatically clones your repo for you. So you don't have to like clone it manually. All right. I think there's a lot of noise. Okay. I see. Okay. So this is code spaces. This is what it looks like. It looks like VS Code, literally. VS Code in your browser. Okay. All right. Cool. So, and this has automatically cloned this for us. So this is like an easier way if you're having issues trying to set this up. Now, we've done like part A of the workshop, which is to have um Gemini CLI installed. Okay, I think I'm going to have them muted for a while. Now we want to go to the workshop. So the workshop is located at in the repo. It's workshop/2025 Q3 summits. So if you click on that folder and then you click on readme.md, it's going to take you to the workshop content. Or if you cannot do that, just click on the workshop link again. Okay, so we've installed the prerequisites, we've downloaded the code, right? And if you also don't have a GitHub account, you can always download this as a zip file, although that requires even more stable internet connection because the repo is quite large. So your internet needs to be really good to do that. Right. Okay, good. So now, if you're using VS Code, you want to have VS Code installed, like your VS Code opened and ready to use. If you're using or whatever like code editor you're using, right? And if you're using code spaces, your code spaces should be open like this. You have your terminal down here, you have your files down here, and then you have the main file you're working with here. Okay. Um, cool. So I think we can continue. I want to know how many people are here just before I go on. How many people have either code spaces or um, VS Code set up with Gemini installed? Is there anyone like already have the repository cloned? Ah, there's a lot of noise. Okay, that seems like there's a lot of noise. Um, I guess we can continue. Great. So now back to the workshop page. So our first interaction is that we want to ask Gemini. But before we can ask Gemini, we need to start Gemini. And to do that in your terminal, just type Gemini and enter. Oh, okay, I don't have Gemini installed here. Let me try. Okay, so this is not the Windows. It's probably Linux. Um, okay, npm install. No. Okay, and this is going to install. So you need to install Gemini CLI on your code spaces. You're using code spaces, and you should use npm install, right? That saves the stress. Okay, so if you already have it installed, just go to the directory of the repo that you cloned and type Gemini. Right, so I have it installed. You just need to type Gemini, and it's going to load up a whole page. So you should see something like this. Okay, So you see something like this showing Gemini in bold and then asking you to authenticate. So I advise logging in with Google. Okay. You can use Gemini API key or Vertex. I just advise because it's like much easier. You just link it to your Google account. So, and to make a selection, you just press enter. You can move up and down with your
Hi, Bumi.
um eye. Yes.
Okay, so I think you are way ahead of us that we are here. Okay, so we just backtrack a bit. So most of us we just finished forking the repository and we have it. So what is the next step from there?
Cool. So if you've forked, just go to the open the repo with your local code editor, or if you are
Okay.
using code spaces, yes, just
Okay.
open the repo, then open the terminal that is at the roots of the repo.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
then type Gemini, just Gemini.
Just okay. Okay. Thank you. So did you get that?
Yes.
You can open the repository on your local editor, so you use code space after forking it. So do you have
Okay. Um, if you have that, you should see a page like in your terminal. You should see this Gemini written out in bold. Okay, and then it's going to ask you to log in to authenticate. So I said I should select, just press enter to the first option, and that one is going to ask you to authenticate using your Google account. So you just select the right Google account you want to work with, preferably the one that has Gemini Pro, and then you copy the authorization, like click the link it shows, copy the authorization code, paste it in your terminal, and voila, you're here. Okay.
Are we all on the same page? But if you are not, just say
All right. Is anyone here yet? Is anyone seeing this Gemini page yet? You can just raise your hand so that I can try to see.
okay. We have how many people have been able to see this on their? Please raise your hand. I mean, how about you? Should have, you're using code space.
Okay, I see one person. Great.
No, we have three persons that have been able
Awesome.
to.
Awesome. That's great. That means that I can continue. Okay, great. So now we have Gemini working your terminal, and you can see it's like having access to ChatGPT, but like right where you're working. And it's really cool. Okay. So now we're going to go back to the workshop page. Okay. And we want to start with our first interactions. So what we want to ask Gemini to do is so here, copy and paste the following question or something similar. I mean, you can tweak this around, but want it to explain this workshop, like, okay, what does workshop actually mean? What does it do? Right? So you're gonna copy this, or you want to type it out, and then you're going to paste this in your terminal.
Sorry,
Um,
what is that?
here,
You did two and
right? So paste. Okay, so now you can see that your terminal has sort of been transformed. It has like this code block interface now. That's to show you that you're actively working with Gemini. Okay,
Yeah,
if your yeah, if your terminal is not like this, then it means that Gemini is not working yet. Okay, so copy and paste the text, and then press enter. And what we're expecting Gemini need to do is to just explain, okay, what is the workshop about? You know, give us some information, right? And what you can see already is that Gemini already knows what files to read. So it's saying that I'm reading workshop slash 2025 Q3 summit slash readme.md, which is really cool, right? And then this is the information it's giving. It's saying, okay, the main purpose of this workshop is to guide the user through the series of exercise to learn how to use the tool. And it talks about the core tasks, creating a YAML file, a pull request, blah blah blah, and that's cool. So what this means is that if I want to ask Gemini, I can ask Gemini about a file. For example, maybe you're working with legacy codes and you don't really understand. You can just say, Gemini, explain this code, right? Explain this file or explain this directory, and then it does that for you. All right, great. So now, going back to the workshop page, we want to type this. We want it to read a specific file. So we want to read the at workshop slash 2025 Q3 summit slash Gemini.md, which is literally this page. Okay. Um, so this is how you tell Gemini to read a specific file. Okay. So you copy that, you paste that in your terminal, and you press enter. Okay. And then it says, oh, because it's already ready before, it says I've already read and processed. It has memory to know that, oh, I've read this file already. So I'm aware of its content and instructions. Super cool. Right.
Everybody on the same page here. Just Gemini. Okay. I mean, like
Okay.
Gemini.
I hope guys online are following. If you have questions, you can always ask. I'll be willing to answer. And if you're probably lost, you can also let me know. Yeah. Awesome. So, let's go back to the workshop page. Now you can ask it any random question. Now, in the course of this workshop, you're going to be seeing the name Ricardo. So Ricardo is the name of the guy who took this workshop at Switzerland. Okay, so he's the original owner of this repo. And so when you see Ricardo, you just know that, oh, he's the person who created this repo. Okay, and he already sort of added some answers to the repo. I'm going to talk more about prompting very soon. Okay. So if I ask what is Ricardo's favorite ice cream, it should give you an idea. And also a word of advice, you might see some German terms, which is fine because in the prompts, like the custom prompt files, um, it was there that you should just add some German slang. So if you see some things that look like German that you don't understand, just understand that it's part of the prompt. Okay. And I'm going to show you where that is done. So Ricardo's favorite ice cream is pistachio. If I ask it, okay, what is Bumi's favorite ice cream? I doubt it will know, but let's see. Ice cream. You can also ask it now, what is your favorite ice cream? And it says, you can see. So it says that it searches all these files within the workshop and it says, I'm sorry, I could find any information about Bumi's favorite ice cream. And that's because we did not include any information about this in the whole repo at all. All right? Okay. So now, all right. So now we're going to move to the second item, which is writing our first command. So in Gemini, right, there are things where you write things with English, and then there's also writing commands. They're different. Okay. So I can say, okay, do something XYZ, and I can also say, okay, here is a command, do something like this, right? And look at the format. So you have a forward, is it forward? No, a backslash, right? And then workshops. Workshop is like a folder, and I want you to do create issue. O1 create issue. So O1 create issue is actually a file. So I want you to execute this file. Okay. So let me show you where this is. Now, in your file directory, you would see the folder workshops. So if I expand it,
Who you
I would
connected to?
see,
Exactly what I'm saying, but the option is not coming up. How did you do your own? It didn't come up for me too. You go back.
okay, all right, I think we can continue. Yeah. So in your workshops folder, you would see all sort of files. You see a Gemini.md file, readme.md, and prompt.md, and a lot of YAML files. So we are going to create, at the end, we're going to create a file that's a YAML file, and you're going to see it here. Okay. And just above, you would see a .gemini. So there's a .gemini folder, and this .gemini folder more like contains the custom commands and custom prompts. So if I expand this, I'm going to see commands, and then under workshops, I'm going to see this O1 create issue, which is exactly what we saw here. Okay. And opening O1 create issue, you're going to see this. So this contains
Then are you
okay,
from
what to do, the description, write an issue on GitHub, the prompt, right? So now in the prompt, you're having context. So the context is that we're running a Gemini CLI workshop for Google Cloud, the random demo folder. So these are like custom commands, the script version, and then how to create an issue. So it's like you're giving it like a step by step. So please do the following. You want to work with the engineer to find a feature or issue to work on. That is, this could be make better documentation, fix a bug, implement a new feature. And once you have a feature or issue in mind, proceed to the next step. Look at how the prompt is written, right? So please create a new issue. You can use any method you like, either GH or clone or fork. Then the next thing, be helpful in guiding the user to create a good issue. So and then gives like more specific instructions. Okay. So and what this helps to do is that it helps to create like uniformity, especially if you are maybe you're going to be working with like a lot of files. It just makes your issues have the same format all through. Okay. And so Gemini is going to follow all the prompts here to be able to create the issue that we want you to do. Right. So you're going to go to the workshop, copy and paste this command, this backslash workshop one create issue. Okay. And then go to your terminal and then paste the command. Then press enter. So once you press enter, you're going to see it show like a list of custom commands, ls demo, sort r, head one, and stuff like that. And there are three options. There is the yes, allow once, there's yes, allow always for this session, and there's no. I prefer to use yes, allow once because I want to see what edit is making. And then the no option there is that if you look at the edit and you don't like it or you don't want to add it or you feel like it might cause a potential error, you just press no. And you can navigate this with using your up and down keys, your arrow keys on your keyboard. Okay. So I'm going to click yes, allow once because I do want you to run those. So it automatically runs those commands for you and it's going to give you the next instruction. All right. So if you feel like you are lost, you can just use the instructions on the workshop page to sort of guide you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you've been able to
Ah,
activate
you can
Gemini.
probably see this here. It gives like a German slang. I can't pronounce it, but okay. So
So the
it's
most important
reviewed the demo and then it's suggesting an issue. Okay. So the issue is it's proposing that we create an issue called refine and improve the status.md file. So imagine now maybe you want to contribute to open source and you're like, okay, maybe you feel like the issues that are currently opened, you don't know how to do them, but you want to suggest a new issue. You can just ask Gemini to read the repo and then suggest issues for you. Okay, and then it now talk about what does that issue mean actually. Okay, and then it asks you, what do you think? Shall I proceed? Then you can type your answer. I can say yes, or you say yes, proceed. You know, and then it now becomes
somebody
like this conversation between you and
oh my
Gemini,
god, somebody be
right?
proud of you. Shit. I like the thinking stuff.
Okay, so now Gemini is asking me, um, wait, Jesus. So Gemini is asking me, should it execute GH status? This, yes, I want it to do that. Okay, okay. Why it feels like my page is frozen. Yeah, I think my page is frozen.
How is it going?
Okay, I'm loading my workspace because I feel like my page is frozen. All right. Okay, so in the meantime, let me ask, how many people are here? How many people are already talking to Gemini and they're asking it to create their first issue?
So how many of us have gotten to where Bunny is at the moment? We've been interacting with Gemini. How many of us? Okay, we have like I think 45 persons. You also can
Oh, very cool.
yeah, though we still have some people that are having issues with the um installing the Gemini CLI on their work GitHub code space, but
All right, that's fine. Um, okay, so if you're still working, I want you to continue. Just make sure that whether you're accepting a yes or a no, you understand what he's trying to do. Even if you don't totally understand the code, but you understand his intuition, and if you feel like its intuition is wrong or it's not exactly what you're looking for, you can just say no and you go back and then maybe type a better command or something like that. Right. Okay, cool. So we have I have my Gemini back. Now, so it's saying it wants me to set the default repo um to Palladius Gemini CLI demos, and I can yes allow. Okay. And Yeah, so now you want to create a new issue, and these are like going to be the content of that issue, right? You can say yes, yes, do that, and then that's created the issue. So great, the issue has been created, and you can view the issue by clicking on this link. So follow link. Uh, Voila. So this is a link to the issue. You can see without even you manually coming to GitHub to say, okay, this is the issue, this is the section. It automatically generates all that by itself, which is really cool, right? So that means that we are done with task one in like for the workshop. If you go back to the workshop, we're done with creating our first command, our first custom command. Now we want to move to the second custom command. And the goal of the second custom command is that you want to move from being able to create an issue to creating a pull request. And now what is this pull request about? So we want to create like a class attendance, right? Where every student or everyone in this place adds their name to a particular attendance, right? As evidence that, oh, I was present in this class. Okay. So that is what we want to do. And so you're going to copy the command. So again, backward slash workshop O2, add me to class. And in addition to the command, we want to say in this is the name of the event. So we're going to change this to the name of our own event, right? So you're gonna copy this, you go to your terminal, you paste it, and I'm going to say in maybe Google Cloud Summit Watch Party. Yay. Okay. So press enter. And then it's going to show you a list of custom commands. Again, these custom commands have been predefined in the o2 admin to class.tuml file. And we just need to say yes. Okay. I hope that most people are following. Right. Okay. So it wants you to confirm, is your teacher's name Ricardo? So again, I said before that is the name of the person that created this repo. So if I say no, maybe I say uh okay. It didn't even allow me to confirm. So do I want to allow this change or do I want to modify? So I want to modify the teacher's name from Ricardo to my name. So I go to option 3 and I click modify with external editor. Okay. Okay. I hope um I think my system is frozen again. Or I can just click accept and you can see that it has created a new file here. I can click accept and then modify it. So this is the name of the new file created workshop using today's date and time. So you'd be able to see your, if you click on it, you see your GitHub username, right? So I can change my teacher's name here to whatever I want. So I'm changing it to my name. All right, cool. So now it wants to set the default,
Are you?
accept.
Ah, what's it? After. What's it called?
Now it wants to create an issue for this because you first need to create an issue, then a pull request. So in this issue, these are the labels it's going to add, and this is the body. Okay. So should you allow execution of GH? Yes. So this is why you need to have GH installed because if you don't have GH installed, it's going to fail. Okay. Right. All right. So it has created the issue. So you can check it out here. Um, so this is the second issue, and it's saying you're adding code space to Zurich Cloud Summit. Okay. Um, and what it's going to try to do is going to try to update this workshop file to add the link to the issue so that by the time I check the attendance, I see the person's name and I see the link to the issue that the person created. Right. So I want to allow that. And then it says, okay. So I have created the issue for issue 69 for user Bumi E, and my pin is this is your pin. Okay. But it's not going to show this pin online.
Just follow the next subsequent
Okay.
instructions.
So it's going to execute GH.
Hey, Bumi, hold on, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are we? Okay, so what do you want to do? Okay, so you are a bit ahead of us. So where we are is where we generated. What did you call it? Okay, our details. So what's the next step after that? Can you hear me, Bumi?
Details. I think you can just keep following like Gemini prompt. So whatever Gemini is saying, just it's going to continue. It's not going to stop until you get to the part where you create a pull request.
All right, please
So it's going to,
proceed.
yeah, you're going to be choosing yes, answer yes or no, depending. All right. So here Gemini is asking me if you want me to get the current date, and yes, you want me to do that. And you can see that it's adding me again to the attendance for today. So I already, since I did a test run this morning, you can see that there is a link of my issue, my name, my computer type, and the issue, right? So it's going to add another one again. And also the time. So I did this by 9 a.m., 9:11 a.m. And now this is 4:17, not my time, but the time of this computer I'm using. Okay.
At your own time, you can just focus on that. She's way ahead where you are. Just pay attention. So after the
And
section, you can
then
watch the follow up.
and then you have git add git add so it's going to add these two files. It's going to add the workshop file that created, okay, and the YAML file. So the MD and the YAML file. Right. So do I want it to commit? Yes.
It's a preference.
And yes, git remote v, that is to pull and push. And then now I want it to push. Right. And now we've arrived at the final step, which is to create a pull request. So we've created an issue. You updated the file content. You added your name to the class attendance, and also we've been able to um and also now what and we've been able to push that branch, like we created a new branch. We push the code to that branch and we publish that branch, right? And now what we want to do now is create a pull request where we want to compare that branch to main. Okay. and then yes, allow. All right. Okay, so because I already have a pull request, you just update that, right? So for you, it's going to show you like the link to your pull request, and this is what you're going to see. So, so this is what your pull request is going to show, and because I already have one, it just updated it. Okay. So in my pull request, you can see this was added 7 hours ago. This was added also 7 hours ago, but this was added 1 minute. So it's adding Bumi E to Zurich Summit. Okay. And if I click on that commit, I can see what exactly changed. So you can see that he added my name, the time, my system, and the link, and also information about me. Okay. Great. So now what is left now is for the owner of the repository to merge your commits. So once the owner of the repository merge your commits, you're going to see your name in that attendance. And that is the end of tax two. So, and that's like practically the end of the workshop session. So we are just going to stop at tax one and tax two. There's tax three, but it's more like you implementing these ideas in a repository of your choice, like your own repository, and trying to like walk around and create these things. Okay. Also, if anybody has been able to successfully create a pull request.
Not everyone, but majority of us have been able to able to follow along to creating an issue. So what would happen would be the recorded section will be shared, and they can watch it at their own pace and practice alongside. But the most important thing is the majority of everyone here has been able to set up their Gemini and is running on their code space. So it's going to be easy to follow through with the recorded section and also the workshop tutorial. So I think let's celebrate our. See, let's now. It was a wonderful section, and thank God that internet was stable. That we didn't have we didn't have any issues. So we're going to take how many questions? Is two questions fine? Maybe one or two.
Yeah, too.
Okay. All right. So you have a question and hand raised. Go ahead, please.
All right. So thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you
Please
for
speak up.
thank you for creating. I mean, for organizing this. And so I have a question, particularly about the talk by the like the watch
The
session we had.
keynote.
Yeah, the keynote session the other time. So I noticed a philosophy about the products they were building. I noticed they were more like giving people the power. Like when they were speaking about like sovereignty of like Google Cloud sovereignty, I thought of it that it's actually like a way of actually giving the people what they want. Like there is always this saying of like your data resides with your data broker. I think that kind of sovereignty they are trying to like provide is a way to actually give people like people the users the power. So I'm actually asking like, is it like how feasible is that? Because I've been thinking the data will still reside with the data broker, right? Like how indeed are they like giving them that kind of sovereignty that they promised? Yeah, so that's the question. Thank you.
All right, that's a very great question. And to answer the question, we probably want to take a step back, right? Why is the conversation of data sovereignty a big thing in the EU? So we don't really hear it because in Nigeria, like right now, it's not really a focus for us. We're still looking at AI adoption, right? We're still looking at AI integration. But given the fact that you're looking at world powers, right? So it's like US doesn't want China to have their data, right? And that's why there was this whole TikTok thing where it's either we buy it or you give it to. So it's like someone wants to be in charge of all that data exchange, right? So that's where the conversation of data sovereignty comes from, right? Who owns data and where does it reside? Because if Nigeria's data resides in the UK, what if UK says we are cutting off all things, right? Or we decide to use it for something else, right? It puts Nigeria at stake. So you have government institutions trying to protect their own IP, protect their citizens, and protect their data. And that's why there's this enforcement of data sovereignty in the EU in particular, right? And when you talk about how possible it is very possible. In fact, it has been launched across the EU and I think some places in the US and Canada, but not in Africa yet, unfortunately, right? Where you're able to create you're able to create maybe a cloud service, and that cloud service resides either in your country or for instance, if it's the EU, it resides in your country or it resides in in a member state of the EU, right? And that is like really important because when you begin to look at these global wars, right? Global wars are no more fought with guns. Global wars are fought with cyber attacks, right? And we've seen countless issues this past few weeks of China attacking like US companies, right? So we want to prevent things like that. And so it is possible. And what this means now is that these people have to create data centers in those countries. So if you're going to um provide service to me, it means that you have a center in my country, right? And of course, this calls for like a huge global AI investment, which I'm sure the government is ready to provide. And we pray Nigeria to God, please.
All right, thank
Right.
you very much. Let's celebrate her. So we'll do for one more question. Anybody else? You have a question you'd like to ask? Umi? Any question? Okay. So I think we are all fine here. We are good. No question. Once again, thank you so much, Bumi, for taking our time to organize this. Thank you. And thank you to
Thank you
everyone
so much.
that we just celebrate ourselves for showing up here. I mean, we rescheduled today. We were supposed to hold last week, and due to some circumstances, we rescheduled the whole time constraint and everything. But you guys are still here. Thank you so much, and I really celebrate everyone that is here. Thank you so much for coming. And before you go, please, we need to take a group picture. So I hope you don't mind. Let's move to the back. Charles, on the back. That will be fine. Okay, that's it. Should we use it? Okay. Please let's move to the back there so we can take the group pictures and that'll be helpful. Do you want to have like a final word before we stop the recording?
I mean, what else can I say? You said it all. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Okay.
Like seriously, I was so amazed at the number. Like, wow, thank you guys. Maybe the next time I'm going to be there in person. I really love to, but I'm so sorry I couldn't make it. But I think it was fun all the same. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.